this is the second part of question 4. We're still trying to find the same variables. Here you might be afraid because you're like, wait, this isn't like the lines that we have done before. Actually, it does. All you have to do is basically extend this line. So do you see this line here? It keeps on going. So technically, you can extend it. And I'm going to draw you the line. So do you see the lines like this? Okay, we can now just extend it. We could extend it up that way. We can extend it down this way. Okay, this because of the red or pink triangle, it says it's parallel. So I'm going to draw another line of it, move it over here, and it is parallel to that. Okay, so these two are parallel. All right, because they're parallel, okay, something interesting can happen. So I'm going to mark this with the transversal. Okay, that is your transversal. All right, so let's see if we can figure out some values here. Well, notice I'm going to do some shading here to help you along. So notice that hold on, let me give you back the transversal. It was supposed to be in red. Okay, that's your transversal line. Please understand their lines. There should be arrows at the end. Let me draw the arrows for you. Okay, here's the arrows. Here's the arrows. Okay, these are also arrows here because they're lines. Okay, it goes on forever in both directions. All right. So notice this angle here is on the inside of those parallel lines. So it's right here. And notice that this is also on the inside. Well, this is now going to be called consecutive interior angles. That means that your 94 plus 3x plus 44 is equal to 180. So let's combine some like terms here. We have 94 plus 44. That gets you 138 plus 3y is equal to 180. Subtract 138 to both sides. We get now 180 minus 138 gets you 42. So y is equal to 3y is equal to 42. Divide both sides by 3. You get y is equal to 14. So there you go. Now we want to try to do the other one for x. Well, notice that this is also another transversal line. Okay, and these angles that are on the inside are also going to be your consecutive interiors. Okay, they're both on the inside. So based on consecutive interior, please mind my spelling, we know that 96 plus 2x is equal to 180. So let's now subtract the 96 to both sides. And let's see what we get when we do 180 minus 96, we get 84. So 2x is going to be 84. Let's now divide both sides by 2 because we're trying to get the x alone here. We get x is equal to 42. So there you go. You had to use both consecutive interior angles here. All right, let's look at E. So I'm going to move E so we can get a little bit more room, okay? Hang on a second. All right, so here's just E, okay? Let's draw the parallel line so we can see it better. Let's just extend the parallel lines, okay? That is your first parallel line. We note that because of the pink triangle. And then we have this, okay? Make sure you draw the arrows on the end so you know that they're lines. They go on forever, okay? The reds are your transversal. Let's set up the first one here. This is going to be your first transversal, okay? And let's see if we can get some interesting relationships from it. Well, notice they're both on the inside and on the same side. So this is your consecutive interior angles. So we know that 5y plus 120 is equal to 180. because we know from our notes consecutive interior angles are supplementary. Subtract 120 to both sides, we get 5y is equal to 60. That's a 5. Divide by 5 to both sides, you get 60 divided by 5. You get 12 for your y. Okay? Ooh, this is very interesting. Notice now, this is on the inside. Sorry, this is on one side of the inside. So notice they're both on the insides here. Okay, this is both on the inside. So we can say that this is your interior. Notice that they cross the transverse. So this is therefore called your alternate interior. Because it's called your alternate interior, we know that they are congruent. Congruent means they're the same. So 2x is equal to 108. Divide both sides by 2. You get, I think, 54. That is correct. So x is equal to 54. There you go. Now let's take a look at E, F. Very interesting. Okay. Let's see. Ooh, okay. Let's extend the line like before. Here's your first parallel line. And then here is your second parallel line. Okay. Let me draw the arrows so we know that they go on forever. And then let's extend the red line, which is your transversal. That is what cuts it across. Okay, ooh, anything interesting happens? Yes. Notice that 120 and x are on the same side of the transversal, and they're on the inside of the parallel line. So we can call that your consecutive interiors, and we know that consecutive interior angles are supplementary. So 120 plus x is equal to 180. Subtract 120 to both sides, you get x is equal to 60. Now, let's take a look. This is very interesting. I think it's on both on the right. This is very hard to tell. But notice this is on the same side. Okay? And then it looks like it forms a line right here. It forms this line. So we know that they form linear pairs. Okay, I love using linear pairs. It's easier. So 3y plus 40 plus 3x minus 70 has to add up to 180 because they form a line. Okay, don't freak out because you actually know what the x value is. The x value is actually 60. You have it right here on the bottom. So we know we can now substitute the x in for 60 in for x. So now let's just simplify. 3 times 60, I think that is 180. Bring everything else down, so bring 3y plus 40. The 3 times 60 is 180 minus 70 equals to 180. Combine some like terms here. You have 40 plus 180 minus 70. This gets you 150. So 3y plus 150 is equal to 180. Subtract 150 to both sides, you get 3y is equal to 30. Divide both sides by 3, you get y is equal to 10.